Hello and welcome back, guys, or if you're just checking out this channel for the first time, welcome. This is where I show and discuss new records I picked up. My name is Doug. For those of you that check this channel out regularly, you may have already noticed a bit of a change. I've changed the name of the channel to Fat City Vinyl. When I started this channel, it was under my own name, and it was kind of the direction I did originally. After a little bit of a while, as I was explaining in my last video, I got the idea to start a blog page, which I called Fat City Vinyl and Music Blog. I didn't kind of had the concept for that when I started this channel, and after I started the blog page, I got into Instagram as Fat City Vinyl. So in order to bring this channel more in line with what I'm doing in those areas and kind of coordinate things and sync things up, I've changed the name of this channel. But other than that, everything else is going to stay the same. I want to thank everybody that tuned into my Jimmy Riley Reggae Spotlight video. It's been kind of fun doing those videos every once in a while. I'll keep doing them. That video actually got featured on the official Jimmy Riley Facebook page. So kind of not going to be everybody's sort of thing, but it's kind of fun to do them and delve a bit into the history of some of these guys and show some records from the collection. So I've got quite a bit to share with you guys today. I'll get right into it. Record Store Day was just this past weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed it, however you chose to do so. Everybody has different opinions on the thing. The local closest record store to me, they don't deal with any of the exclusives. I wasn't really interested in getting any of those anyway. But to celebrate the day, they do put their used vinyl on 25% off. So I was able to pop in and have a bit of a dig. And in their new arrivals bin, I found this. Fela Kuti, Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense. This original US pressing on Mercury from 1986. Bit of cover wear and a notch out there, but other than that, in really good shape. This came to under $10 with the discount. I've only checked out 70s Fela so far, so very nice to check this out. Enjoyed this album. Only two tracks. There's two different mixes of it on each side. So the title song takes up side one in kind of a vocal and instrumental version, and then the B-side is Look and Laugh, which is also in two versions on side B. And I almost think I prefer that song better than the title track. It's kind of more of a grower as he talks to his fans about where he's been, why they haven't seen any new music from him in a while, and builds up to kind of a pitch where he's taken on his persecution by the government. Very enjoyable. A couple of thrift finds, not a whole lot out there lately, but kind of a cheesy one here, but it's George Benson, Give Me the Night. Seen this 100 times, I'm sure we all have, but this one was in such nice condition, I said, what the heck, and went for it. Still in the shrink, got the inner and all that. Quincy Jones production, 1980, I think. So pretty light kind of pop jazz, but the title track's kind of funky. Can't really go wrong with Quincy Jones around that period. One other one, Jerry Lee Lewis, Boogie Woogie Country Man. This is him in full-on country mode from 1975, I think. Very nice. He's as much a country man as hard as he is rock and roll, but he does get into the old killer style on the title track there. Last video I was showing a couple of records I picked up from my buddy who is downsizing some of his soul jazz compilations. So I picked up a couple more from him. I got New York Latin Hustle, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now these trace the development of Latin influence, Latin music in New York as it moved from kind of the Latin jazz, kind of boogaloo, Latin soul, through salsa, and into the kind of disco influence, very Philadelphia influence. There's covers of Archie Bell and the Drells, Tighten Up on here, People's Choice, Do It Any Way You Wanna, and what else? There's another one on there too. But Ray Barretto, Willie Colon, Tito Puente, some great Latin grooves on there. Very funky, very disco-y. There was a big record fair out here the weekend before Record Store Day. First one of the year here. There's another one coming up next month. But I went down and visited my buddy who who sets up a table at the show, and I got a few things from him just kind of right before the show, just to kind of check out his stock before the big day. And I got this one right here. It is 12-inch single, Carl Harvey, Ebony Lady, 1979 on A&M. This is some Canadian funk. Carl Harvey, I've talked about him in some previous videos. He has got a long career, still active today. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's started out with Crack of Dawn, the first black band in Canada to sign to a major label. Then went on to do his own thing, working in Jamaica, and joined up with a reggae group in Canada called Messenger. He's been the longtime guitar player for Toots and the Maytals. He does rock, funk, reggae. Crazy talented guy. Another one from my buddy, Sugar MINOTT, Time Longer Than Rope. This is on the Mighty Greensleeves label from 1986, George Fang production. Tracks are extended versions with kind of dubby instrumental sections. Kind of not the greatest Sugar MINOTT. I was a little underwhelmed by this one. Usually he's pretty good up to and around this period, but it's good, just not earth-shattering. This one I was super stoked to get. It is Jackie Mittoo, Showcase Volume 3. This is a Canadian pressing on his own Jackie label. But this was actually recorded in Jamaica. He was living in Canada at this time, kind of the keyboard maestro. Some of you have probably heard about him, founding member of the Scatolites. Emigrated to Canada, was kind of instrumental in the Canadian reggae scene as it developed in the 70s. Put out a few albums here, but this one he went back in the late 70s, around 77-ish, went back and recorded this with producer Bunny Striker Lee, they call him, who was absolutely at the top of his game in Jamaica at the time. And this album actually formed the basis of a release that Blood and Fire Records put out in the early 2000s, I think 2003, called Champion in the Arena, which is one of the songs featured on that album. So killer keyboard instrumentals over some of the top rhythms that Bunny Lee was coming out with for his singers at the time. Sly and Robbie on here, Prince Jammy mixing, just killer lineup, killer tunes. Very stoked to have that in the collection. Now, record fair finds, I got a bit too much to share with you all in one video, so I'm going to kind of spread it out over this and the next video. I've got enough for another video already, so I'll be filming that very soon as I listen and get some thoughts together about some of the records. But this is what I'm going to share with you so far. I showed a Tanya Maria Brazilian jazz one last time. Spotted another one by her at the record fair, so I grabbed it. Tanya Maria Picante, or Piquant. This is again on Concord Jazz Picante. It's from 1981. This is her debut kind of North American release. She is a Brazilian jazz singer. I think she was living in Paris at the time, so a whole world of influences here. This is actually produced by Cal Chater with Willie Colon on percussion. A bit more on the jazz side here. She does a lot of scatting, using her voice kind of as one of the rhythm instruments. Very nice. Ramsey Lewis, I've been checking him out more. Finally picked this one up. The In Crowd did a bit of damage on the cover there. Unfortunately, that was me. The seller put a particularly difficult to remove sticker on there, but that's on the Black Chess label. Very nice soul jazz here. This and the Tanya Maria were just a few dollars a piece. This one, I already had this one on a completely different cover. I guess it's a later pressing. I've had my eye on this, and it was just a few dollars. Sly and the Family Stone, Dance to the Music. Pretty familiar to everybody. Epic label, of course. This was, I think, $5. Vinyl in pretty good shape. A little bit of light cover wear, but not too bad. You all know this one pretty much. I won't say a whole lot about it. Another seller I came up on had records $12 each, but if you bought two, they were $20, so I grabbed Rotary Connection, Dinner Music. This was the only one I was missing by them. I spotted it at a store, but they sold it before I got around to picking it up, so I was glad to finally get that. Cadet Concept. You know, rotary connection, Minnie Riperton on vocals, kind of psychedelic soul jazz. There's a bit of country rock in here as well, a bit of blues even. And to make it 2 for $20, I grabbed another copy of their debut album. I have this already, but on kind of a blue, I think, chess label, and this is Cadet Concept, which I guess is the earlier pressing. Rotary Connection, killer kind of psychedelic soul, Charles Stepney production. I was super stoked to get this one. Again, this was $5. This one and the Sly and the Family Stone were in a box that by the time I got to it at the record fair was half empty. Looked like it had been picked through 100 times by, you know, customers and dealers and everybody. But this was still in there, and it is The Impressions. It's all right. This is their debut album, 1963, I think. Still got the inner sleeve with all the different records available at the time. But it is on ABC Paramount, and it was almost mint condition. This is the cleanest copy of one of their records of this vintage I've ever seen. So The Impressions, you know, kind of the Jamaican songbook right here. Gypsy Woman, Grow Closer Together, Minstrel and Queen, all were covered in reggae music and became standards there as well. Curtis Mayfield songbook. Classic stuff. Kind of a doo-wop influence on there as well. And one final record fair find I will share with you guys. I did my Dennis Brown video a while back. Some of you may have checked that out. And I showed the reissue of this record. I did not have a vintage pressing of it, but I saw this one at the record fair, and it'd been kind of bugging me that I just had the reissue of this. I really wanted an older copy, so I went for this one when I saw it. Dennis Brown, Wolf and Leopards. It's absolutely one of his finest LPs. Actually more of a collection of singles that was put out in 1977. And this is a UK pressing on DEB Music, his own label. The title track was recorded at the Black Art with Lee Scratch Perry. And you can just sort of hear the Black Art sound on there, but not a weak moment on here. Emmanuel, Here I Come is on here, which for many years he would open his concerts with Whip Them Jaja, Created by the Father, Rolling Down, Boasting, Children of Israel. Every single song a classic. So that is the haul I've got for you today, guys. I have, like I said, enough for another video, including some stuff I'm super excited to share with you guys. I just want to give it a listen and a run through and get some impressions together. And as soon as I do that, I will be filming another video. There's one piece on there I'm so excited to share with you guys. I couldn't believe I found it at the record fair. I'm actually having to pull it out and have a look at it just to believe I actually own a copy now. But that will be next time. So talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for watching, and cheers.